We're doing this meditation, or at least I'm doing this meditation outside today on a quiet street, but you may hear some of the bustling of the city. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Finding Meditation Through Movement. Like I said previously, I'm just going to wait one more minute to allow people to join into the conversation. And as we are waiting, we can start finding our breath. 6 inhales, 6 count inhales, and 6 count exhales. Alrighty, all together now, let's breathe and find that release that we work on every week. Inhale, exhale. If you aren't in a comfortable position, find yourself in a comfortable position. Today, if you can, find yourself in a seated position, on a chair, on the edge of a bed. If you don't have a chair nearby, that's okay. You have the option, the space is for you to stand or to lay down. Release the jaw, drop down, allow gravity to send the jaw downward. Held, but not tight, not taut. A floating kind of sensation. Allow the eyebrows to release. Gently shut your eyes. Let the temples spread wide from each other. The earlobes open up like a flower. The neck lengthen upwards and downwards. The chest flatten and open and widen. The arms, allow them to just droop, drop. If you want to take a moment to wiggle your fingers, create some circulation in your wrists and your elbows and your shoulders, please do so. And as we've been continuously working on allowing any distractions to just be there with us because it's a part of everyday life, let's continue to do so more now in this session. Create some circulation and movement in your hips, in your lower abdominals, and your lower spine. Maybe march around a bit if you need to kind of drop that tension. Loosen the butt cheeks. Take your hands and put them on the flesh of your quadriceps, your thighs, and shake the muscle off the bone. Shake the muscle off the bone, and then go behind to your hamstring and shake the hamstring off the bone. Take the tops of your fingertips and gently press down the shin like a comb. Your fingers the comb, and your legs the hair. All the way down to your ankles and your tops of your arches. The feet tend to have the most tension, as well as our jaw, so please just know that things change and you'll feel a nice difference if you put focus on your feet. Allow them to spread out like they're massaging the floor. And if you're bent forward because you're massaging your toes, stay there. And if you're not there, find your forward fold on your own time. Continue your breath. And as we've been working on over time about weight distribution, right? So we've released the tension in our arches and in our heels and our tops of our arches. So now let's disperse our weight, put our heels or our hips over the heels. Make sure you're not pushing back. Hips over heels, lengthen the lower back. Try to straighten the legs as much as possible without tensing up too much. Allow your legs to feel their natural extension, their natural hyperextension. Drop the neck. Your neck should be completely vertical. You should be able to see what's behind you. Continue your breath here and continue releasing the tensions that you notice that have built up during this first few minutes of meditation and movement, or just the tension that you wake up with on the daily basis. Are your shoulders released? Well, how far do they go if you really let them? Now, engage your abs and find some circulation and flow in your lower back. You can use your knees to kind of bend. If your knees aren't feeling too great right now, let's do a soft, soft, soft bend. No tension in the knee, just more weight spread on the toes. Float above. And now try to find some movement in your lower spine. It's kind of an uncomfortable place. I'm kind of halfway between 90 degrees and a forward fold. But what I'm trying to do is create space between the vertebrae and my spine, and just try to find movement and awaken that lower back that tends to be a little crickety-crackety in the morning. Don't forget to keep your abs engaged so you don't hurt your hamstrings or your back. And continue that release or that aim for complete release and slowly roll up. Let's take this time to walk around your space a bit. Just take notice of your surroundings. Present yourself. Make yourself present in this moment in time and what that means to you. Slowly raise your arms to second, up to 90 degrees, both of them, so you're in a T shape. And I want you to continue noticing your surroundings while we start rotating ourselves in a circle. So now we're a rotating T. Our arms are spread. We're not really spotting, we're scanning, but we're circling. If you've been doing this for a few weeks now, which I know you have, make sure that you prioritize your goal of continuous deep breath. The breath should never stop. The breath should never pause. The breath should be continuous and it should be even, as well as our tension release. Consistently thinking as we're moving in space, how can I do this with as little energy used as possible, the most efficient? Our arms are still in second and we're rotating. We can speed it up a little bit. And on your own time, as you speed up, start enacting your spot. Right? So it should feel maybe like we're turning now. Continue your breath. Notice anything that comes to mind while you're circling. Maybe dizziness, maybe fatigue or tiredness. Maybe it's a sense of unevenness on the ground. Maybe it's making you more awake, or maybe it's making you more tired. Let's do this for a few more seconds. Try to speed up as much as you can. Your arms are out in second. You're spotting at this point. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly stop. Allow your gaze to continue and slow down but naturally. And take note of what you're thinking or what you're feeling now. Let's come back to our seated place if we can find that. Or just another comfortable place. You can do this standing. If you're sitting, widen your legs out a little. Spread open your legs. And let's just try to find some fluidity and movement in our spines, necks, and shoulders. So we'll start with the head that is currently looking straight ahead. Release jaw and continuous breath. We'll bring the chin to the chest. We're looking down. And look up. Find something new to look at in the space. And down. Try to go a little further this time without adjusting your shoulders. And up. Find something new in the space, maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower, maybe a little to the left. And chin down. Let's roll the head around in a circle. Full circle. Noticing where your tension is, where it might hurt. Once you do 2 or 3 rotations, go to the other side. Excellent. Let's transition this into a left rib circle movement. So front side, back side with our ribs in a circular motion. Oof, feel that tension where you got it. Breathe into that tension when you feel it. Whoa. Other way. Try to find your extremes here. How far outside, front, side, back can you go? Excellent. Now bring it in, and now we're just doing chest forward and pelvic back, right? We're arching kind of in a C position with our chest forward and our upper back and lower back back. Like we're the points of the C and our stomach is the arch. And now we're contracting in, opposite. Deep in, turn your pelvis upwards, right? So we're rolling on our pelvis forward as we're arching forward and then curving under as we reach back. Let's do that 5 times. Deep breaths. Find your extremes again here. Make sure that you're not holding any tension anywhere, but especially in your shoulders, in your neck, in your back, in your mouth. Excellent. Notice where the tension is for you. Perfect. Let's focus on the hips now. Let's just roll the hips around in a circle a few times. Continue our breath. Bring the arms, head above you, over your head in parallel. Now the thing that we've been working on with the space in between our ligaments using natural gravity but still lifted and contained is what we're sensing here with our arms above our head, right? So we're elongating. We're lifting our arms and shoulders without lifting our shoulders. We're releasing tension where we can and holding where we should. Think long. Align your pelvis to your abdominals over your hips. Allow the legs and the arms to be completely vertical on top of each other. Find a straight line for yourself, what that means to you. Excellent. Lines. I wanted to play a little bit today with what I call dancing origami, but essentially it's just creating linear geometric shapes, finding different parts of your body that fit well with each other, not being afraid to allow your mind to solely focus on one task, to be creative. Continue your breath. Excellent. So take this time right now just to explore what dancing origami might mean to you, right? Maybe you match your arm to your quad. Maybe you slip your arm forward and just have a point of the elbow, and you're balancing the elbow on the quad. What happens if you flip the wrist and create a new angle or shift? And then rotate the whole image so that you connect to the other arm, making necessary adjustments in order to keep this idea of geometric shape and cause and effect. Dancing geometrically may seem like something popular with arm movement. However, this can really trickle down to our entire body or spread out through our entire body. So I want to take this time to give a few examples of what we can play with before we play. Take one large step forward in like a forward lunge. If you want, you can turn out the back leg. If you don't, that's fine. Our knees should be floating over our ankle. Holding in our abdominals, pulling upwards. Creating space in our shoulders and necks. Bringing the chin down a little bit. And now let's just do a very simple geometric shape. Arms up above your head. As we bring our body forward to 90 degrees, let's open up the arms to our T. So I'll say it again. As we open our arms to a T, our front bodies, chest, lower back, stomach, shoulders are leaning forward and going parallel to our leg, our quad, our bent leg. It's essentially bending forward. The trick here is to find the geometry in it. So, is your back actually completely flat? Is it on an angle that's complementary to the rest of your shape? From here, do you see potential to move another ligament or body part to accentuate the shape or accentuate the sense of geometry? We can lift and use any parts of our body. Right now, we're just trying to create shapes. Notice what shapes you might be making. Notice where your balance is today. Notice where your balance is not. And let's get a little more tight. We've been gentle all morning so far, and I want us to really get efficient or consolidated. Let's engage those abs. Let's make tiny, feeling that we're tiny without, shrinking our bodies, but let's just create more tension and create more folds. So instead of find ways to fit your body's ability to transform into shapes, to make some interesting, intricate, small, deep shapes. Whether that means crouching, bending forward, getting very close to falling, or getting very close to just body parts in general, thinking outside of the box. We're just trying to fold right now. Imagine the ankle rolls, the knee bends, the arm fits in the pocket of your rib. Your arms fit in the pockets of each other. Try to imagine what shapes you might be making if someone was watching you. And how would you adjust those shapes to be more visually appealing to an audience? When I say tension, I just mean instead of being loose, everything should be effortful. Everything should have energy, harsh energy, tightness. It'll make you sweat. I'm very warm, haha. Continue finding small little boxy shapes. Take a deep breath if you haven't been, even though I know you have. All together. Perfect. Now, let's pick out of our exploration. Let's take the next 3 minutes to find 5 moves that we enjoyed creating and would like to work on with. So through your exploration, you have 5 minutes to find 5 moves that resonated with you and something you can kind of remember and do over and over again. I'll give you a few minutes to figure that out. Continue our breath. Continue that release. Continue that presence. Continue your optimism and perseverance for showing up. Excellent. 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 Let's take our little phrase that we've created, or 5 moves, and put them in an order that you can transition from point A to point B to point C to point D to point E. Take time to choreograph your improvisation, or a choreograph inspired by your improvisation. And think about what might be most visually appealing to someone. We have 5 moves. Awesome. Let's come together for a moment. And if we're still trying to create an order, that's okay. We have time. I just wanted to give us some of that ending cardio feeling. So you can take this time to take your phrase and do it 20 times. 20. I know that's a lot. It's okay though, because we're going to try different speeds. It's only 5 moves. We'll start with slow and work our way up to as fast as possible. If we're doing 20, at least 3 of those should be very, very fast. So I'll let you get to it. Continuing with our 3 focuses: release, presence, and perseverance. Go. You're doing it. Good job. Have you thought about maybe now being the time to speed up a little? Faster. 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 And whenever you're done, you can tap the mic a few times. When you're done, you can tap the mic. Excellent. Let's take a few more breaths together and close out this session today. Today's finding meditation through movement. I was focused on hyper focus, pulling away, using our creativity to activate our minds and our spirits, but also start incorporating this idea of creating movement, creating creativity. Let's take 6 inhales and exhales together. Two more, releasing all the tension. Excellent. I just wanted to say thank you for joining me again every Tuesday for finding meditation through movement, which is for all backgrounds, all experiences. Allow the subconscious to digest. You can come in and out as you please. And this is really a space for you to stay present, connect, and allow your brain and mind to step away from reality. So, thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you next week.